Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Calculated Move. But before I get into that, I want to wish you happy 4th of July tomorrow, and I want to tell you that we're doing an extra show for tomorrow, and it will air on the channel at 5:30. It's called The American Way. It is a show, sort of a little music video, of a salute to America. It's a way of saying happy birthday, and all the filming was done right here in Seattle, so you might certainly recognize the background that is going on, and I hope that you're able to see that maybe while you're enjoying your 4th of July dinner tomorrow at 5:30. Tonight's show, though, is called A Calculated Move because you could certainly have your mind on some sort of move that you want to make, and you could have been thinking about that for a very long time. You could have been trying to work out your budget or a timeline for doing something, or you could have a wonderful dream that you want to make come true, or you could certainly be wanting to make a shift either in your career, or you could be actually wanting to make a physical move that involves your home. And all of that is possible. The reason why it would be a calculated move, even if it happened very suddenly, is because there are some planets that are in perfect alignment right now. When a planet is in perfect alignment, it doesn't mean it's in the same sign as another planet. It means it's in the same degree. And because of that, in the heavens, if two planets are in alignment and both at the same degree, each in their orbits, they're in the same place, or they're aligned that way. And that can lend strength to each planet that is in that configuration, which is, you've got to remember that some planets can be much stronger than they look right now because they are receiving support from other planets that are perfectly aligned. And that can help you make a calculated move. In other words, when you're really looking something over very, very carefully and weighing all your choices, you can be doing that rather successfully. In fact, even an enemy could be doing that right now. And if they were absolutely set on making a sudden strike or a sudden attack, or if there is a sudden disaster, it would be the result of some very careful planning or of something that had been going on for a very long time anyway. So you need to keep that in mind. Today, actually, the Sun and Jupiter are in Cancer, which does rule the home and the family and our emotions, and it does rule real estate, so it does rule moving. And they are in perfect alignment with two more planets that are right behind them, and that is Venus and Mercury, which is now direct in Gemini. Gemini rules buying and selling and communication and change and renting and short journeys and short forms of education and advertising. All of that is very well favored right now because those two planets are such good ones and so strong in that sign. And so today, Venus is at 12 degrees of Gemini. It is in perfect alignment with the Sun in Cancer, also at 12 degrees. And Mercury in Gemini is at 25 degrees, and it is in near perfect alignment with Jupiter, which is at 27 degrees in Cancer. So these four planets are getting along very well and supporting each other very well as well. And then the planets that are in Cancer, the two of them are trining Neptune in Pisces and also Saturn in Scorpio. Neptune is retrograde, which means you might have to review your dreams about, or your plans about a dream, because you might have to downsize a little bit and maybe you can't quite afford everything, or you may have to settle for a little less right now, but still you could think about making a dream come true. And Saturn is also retrograde in Scorpio. Saturn is going to go direct later on this month, which is good. And that could release some funds, or that could mean that there could be some financing that is finally available, and that could help you make a calculated move, which would be great. So even if you have to settle for a little less because your budget is telling you that you've got to do that, that doesn't mean you can't make a dream come true. It just means that you might have to downsize a little bit in your expectations, or maybe you just can't have everything that you want right now, but that you still, with this grand trine in water signs, you're very sure of your feelings and you still can get some help with that. The reason why you want to make a calculated move, though, could be because of the stress and tension elsewhere in your life. It may not be in a family situation, but it could be at work, or it could be somewhere in your neighborhood or in the public eye, or it could be that there are matters beyond your control that can be forcing you to think about some sort of calculated move. And that is because Mars is now in Libra, and it is being squared by Pluto in Capricorn, by the Sun and Jupiter in Cancer, and it is being opposed by Uranus in Aries. And these two malefic planets, Mars and Uranus, are almost exactly opposite each other, and that can create quite a bit of stress and tension, because there can be a whole lot of people that just refuse to compromise. They don't want to get along at all. What could this lead to? Well, it certainly could lead to a breakup or a divorce, or it could lead to some sort of sudden eruption or attack right now with Mars opposing Uranus. And it can certainly put pressure on our lives, our work lives, our home lives. It can put a lot of pressure on a new beginning, because someone could just want to rebel and break free of some sort of partnership, so they could be going on their way. But at the same time, there can be some sort of imminent breakup or attack, because Mars rules war. Or it can be that there is some sort of legal dispute, and it's going to be resolved. And there's going to be a loser in there somewhere. And there can be the possibility of a canceled contract right now, a high possibility of that. So you do need to make a calculated move. And it could be easy for you to do, and that is because the moon is in Virgo right now. Virgo is a mental sign, very analytical, has a lot to do with details and being efficient, and Virgo rules banking and accounting right now. But it is at 19 degrees, and it is perfectly aligned with that Mars in Libra, also at 19 degrees. And ahead of those two planets is Saturn in Scorpio at 17 degrees, which is in near perfect alignment. So all three planets, Mars, Saturn, and the moon, are fortifying each other. No, they're not in the same signs, but they are all, two of them are at the exact same degree, 19, which reduces to 10 and then reduces to 1. So there can be a breakup because somebody wants to make a new beginning, because one represents new beginnings. And Saturn, which is, remember, about to go direct later on this month, is at 17 degrees, and that reduces to 8, a number of success, depending on if there's enough money or financing. So that Mars in Libra is being so well fortified by planets that are in alignment that it really strengthens the issues that Mars in Libra deals with, such as breakups, legal matters, and canceled contracts. And so you just have to realize it's not just that planet, it's what's surrounding it that is making somebody, perhaps an enemy, able to make a calculated move right now. And so you need to be really, really careful and you really guard your safety right now, because that Mars in Libra is being fortified. It's being trined by Venus and Mercury in Gemini. So it, for somebody who wants to make an attack or wants to have a breakup right now, you really couldn't ask for better aspects for that, because there is so much harsh pressure and tension and so much fortification going on regarding that kind of a matter. So you may have to make some sort of calculated move. You may have to decide whether you want to stay where you are or whether you want to make some break free and make some sort of new beginning. It would depend on a lot of things. One of them is that the budgets might get cut right now, because Mars in Libra is being squared by Pluto in Capricorn, and Capricorn rules large government agencies and corporations, and Pluto rules management. And because Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio, but they're in harsh aspect to each other, it simply means there isn't enough money around, so there could be budget cuts. And that means you'd have to calculate, okay, what if I'm laid off? What will I do next? You can really think about it if you sort of put a pencil to it or put something in writing. And that doesn't mean that a dream can't come true. It means that you may have to settle for a little less. Or you may have to be very, very careful and do things in stages instead of doing everything that you want. So a calculated move, I think, is going to be successful, whether it is an enemy that is making it, or whether it is somebody who is wanting to make a dream come true, or is actually trying to figure out if their budget can afford a move. So there is the possibility of sudden change right now, and it is going to happen. Even if it happens suddenly, it will be based on very careful planning that represents a calculated move. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, I think that you've lost. And what I mean is that if there's something that you have wanted to do, particularly in a legal way or in a partnership way, I think that the partner has got so much going for them that you will not get what you want, and your only alternative will then be to maybe take a flying leap and go in a new direction, because the pressure of the 5 planets in cardinal signs, and yours is a cardinal sign, is very intense, and it's magnified by the fact that Mars, your own ruler, is opposing Uranus in your sun sign. But that Mars has got so much fortification from planets on each side of it that are well aligned, and because Venus and Mercury in Gemini are trining it, that I think somebody wants a better future for themselves, and even if they don't break away right now, they're thinking of it, and when they decide to do it, it is going to happen quickly, but it's going to be extremely well planned. And if there is some sort of a legal issue that you have been countering in one way or another, I do think you've lost it, because the other party is so terribly well prepared with details and facts, and because there just isn't enough money to go around. So maybe somebody can't afford, maybe it's you, can't afford some sort of prolonged confrontation. And so I think that your best bet is to really take a flying leap and go in a new direction. Yes, that would upset things, but you know, Aries, that's what you do best, is new starts. And I don't think that you're going to be able to win your point where you are right now. If you've been wanting a career advancement, I don't think it's going to happen. It could be for things beyond your control, such as tight budgets. Or if you are wanting your home life, you're wanting to make some sort of a move, I think that there can be an argument or some legal delay about that, and that could be frustrating you. And also there is the possibility, once again, of budget cuts due to financial constrictions that are way beyond your control, and that's not your fault. But the only thing you could possibly do is make a new start in another direction, which could be at a distance. The further you go, the more successful you will actually be, because Sagittarius trines your sun sign, and Sagittarius does rule things at a distance. So think about it, Aries, because if you take a flying leap, believe it or not, you're going to be very successful at it. So everything will be new. You'll love it. And on top of that, the success could be prolonged, because there will be a grand trine in fire signs by the end of the year. And that is why you really should decide to be a pioneer and seek somewhere else for your efforts, because I think that even if it's just a move to a different place, I know you're going to be happier, Aries, so good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, there aren't any planets in your sun sign, but that moon in Virgo is trining your sun sign, and Pluto, which is beleaguered right now in Capricorn, is also trining your sun sign. So there can be somebody, perhaps a woman, who is very detail-oriented and maybe even a little bit picky about doing things, but can certainly be relied upon to do them well or do them right. And so that can be a relief to you. In fact, you can really be counting on somebody like that to help you out right now, Taurus. So this is a time when, if you pay attention to your health, or you are around people that you can learn from. Virgo is the sign of the teacher and of the nurse and of people who are good at accounting. You will tend to benefit from their efforts, Taurus, which is good. As far as a calculated move for you, it would involve buying and selling, and perhaps a real move. Of course, you would like to move up to something even nicer, but are you sure you can afford it, Taurus? You really have to look at everything, including the taxes or the costs of a move, because that can be very expensive, and you may have some lingering credit problems or tax matters that have to be cleared up first. But that doesn't mean you couldn't make a calculated move. It just means you need to have somebody around that can help you with that, if possible. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, This is a time when you can really be at your most charming, which is wonderful, because even with Neptune in Pisces squaring your sun and the moon in Virgo also squaring your sun, it simply means that you, first of all, nobody's telling you everything. There can be deception around you, but I think you're better off if you don't know what's going on right now, Gemini. Because actually, whatever you want, I think you can get. You would tend to benefit from a breakup right now. So if somebody is leaving, or if somebody has lost a contract, that could benefit you, because that Mars in Libra is so powerful right now. But luckily, it is trining your sun sign. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. I don't think disaster is headed your way, Gemini. Instead, you can be quite charming, and you can be the person that's a little bit of a peacemaker right now and sort of smooth things over for people. And you can do that very, very easily. You can also buy and sell very easily. So I hope that you do think about moving, because I think you could get what you want. What does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, you have to be really, really careful, because yes, you could have your mind on a move, or a family member could have their mind on a move. Would it all go smoothly? Well, it would if you were doing it. But if it's somebody else, a partner that wants to make a change right now, they are going to be very forceful in their efforts, and they're going to have thought of a lot of different things that you have not considered at all, Cancer, and so they probably will be successful. This may not make you happy, but I think it can still happen. There's also the possibility, since Cancer rules America, that there could be an attack upon America right now. It would happen very, very quickly. It might be something where we wouldn't think it was such a big deal. In other words, not a huge onslaught, but it would be so well planned that there could certainly be more to follow. And so everyone has to be careful. This is why you should try to make a dream come true, but do it real, real quietly right now, Cancer, and try not to ruffle anybody else's feathers, because I think right now other people are a little stronger than you are. And that is why you should just stick to family and friends right now if you can, and keep a low profile. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, you're a person that ought to watch your back and keep it covered. And the reason why is that there aren't any planets in your sun sign, but Jupiter is about to come into your sun sign in a few weeks, and that'll be wonderful for you. But for right now, all around you, people can be having a difference of opinion that can end up being a heated debate about something. You should not partake in any of that. Your sign is the sign of leadership. But you can't really lead if nobody's listening, Leo, and nobody wants to listen right now to anybody's viewpoint except their own. So stay out of other people's battles. If there is a breakup of some sort, or a legal dispute that is finally decided in one person's favor or another, or there is a canceled contract, that too can help you out. It would be sort of sudden, or maybe even surprising. You wouldn't have anything to do with it, but you could benefit from it, Leo. Otherwise, you really need to watch your back, because there is a possibility of a lot of danger right now. And that is why you need to be careful. If you're going anywhere, make sure that you know where the exit is before you sit down, or before you involve yourself in anything, because I think you're going to need to sort of hurry and get to the exit, because there could be violence somewhere in the next week, Leo, and you need to protect yourself. That's what I mean by watch your back. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, the moon is in your sign today, and that simply means you can be full of a lot of details and good ideas, and you can be wanting to do things in a very efficient way, and you can be seen as very sympathetic right now, since the moon is a nurturing planet, and it is being trined by Pluto in Capricorn. So I think you're being well thought of by management, and I think that if there are changes or even budget cuts, that you will be included in something, not excluded, which is good. But that moon in your sign today is in perfect alignment with Mars in Libra, and very close alignment with Saturn in Scorpio. And that means I think that you are going to see some sort of explosion happen right in front of you, Virgo. And just remember, you know, try to be as quiet as you can. You didn't cause the explosion or the eruption or the breakup. And you, no matter how fine a mind you have, I don't think your comments would be appreciated at the moment. So if I were you, I would still keep trying to make money and think about work and jobs and being very reliable, because that's what you do best, and stay out of other people's personal matters. You really cannot solve them because they're not willing to listen to anybody. So try to be as quiet as you can right now, Virgo, and keep working. You're doing a great job. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is simply a time when you are far stronger than anybody thinks. And that is because you've done your homework, you've done your thinking, you've got something written down or all planned out, and you have checked it many times, and you have verification of anything that you're saying right now. In other words, you've got the details all in place, or you've got somebody that can certainly back you up with them, which is good. On top of that, you also can be looking at a financial situation, and it cannot be everything that you want, and that's why you might have to settle for less, but still, if there isn't enough money around, that might be a reason why you want to go forward and press your point right now. You could win in a lawsuit right now simply because you've got so much fortification. And Venus and Mercury in Gemini are trining your sun, so you have some support around. I don't know how long it's going to last, though, but it's there. And you could start something part-time, or you could take on something that is of a temporary nature, but that has a lot of promise to it, and that would go very smoothly. So your future can be looking bright, but there is still a lot of tension and pressure among the cardinal signs. If you're making a move that would attack somebody, I think you probably would succeed at that, but you still may not be able to sort of win in the end. So I'd think twice before you were aggressive right now. It is amazing that China is ruled by Libra, and so is Putin. He's a Libra. And they can be thinking that they can get things their way, but actually there's so much pressure among the cardinal signs, I don't think they can hold something together right now, no matter how many planets line up. So that is why I hope people take a peaceful outlook, if at all possible, or at least pause. That would be a good idea too, Libra. It's better than you doing an attack or you being attacked. That is not anything you would go for. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is simply a time when I think that you are going to be backed up really well because, you know, in the background of your life, there is somebody that is pretty upset about a partnership breakup or a canceled contract or a legal dealing that is not going their way. And they can want to press their point. If they are very well prepared, they might win their point, but someone else would be losing instead. And so, Scorpio, since there are 4 planets in water signs, just like Cancer, you need to really stick to making a calculated move that has to do with your home and your family and your friends, and stay out of the tension that is around you, particularly in the background of your life. And so if I were you, I'd try to look the other way right now, Scorpio, and not get involved in anything. It doesn't mean that you can't get what you want, particularly if you want to make a dream come true, but it does mean you might have to settle for less right now, or just wait until your strength, you gain in strength, and that will be coming up as Saturn goes direct in your sign later on this month. So I think this would be a better wait and see time for you, Scorpio. Don't make your move now. Just wait until you're a little stronger and until there's more money there. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, I think you're going to be on the losing end of something, and yet I think you'll have to respond very quickly to something, particularly if there is some sort of breakup or eruption or attack. But for right now, people are having a hard time understanding you, Sagittarius, and the reason why is Neptune in Pisces is squaring your sun, so people aren't quite telling you the whole truth about anything, or else they don't see you the way you see yourself. And the moon in Virgo is squaring your sun, which means there can be a woman around who is demanding facts or wants to do things in a small way, and that can be driving you crazy because you want to do things in a big way. And Venus and Mercury in Gemini are opposing your sun sign right now, which means that short-term things can be very successful right now, and that could make you feel as if you're being pulled in a lot of different directions and that no one understands you. So I think it's important for you to think about making a new beginning, Sagittarius. It could happen quite suddenly. So I would go for that too, because you would be successful as the year goes on. So think about starting over, because I think that could give you a better grasp or control of your own desires, and that would keep you from feeling pulled apart. What does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is simply a time when I think that you can be involved in some sort of pressure situation, and that can involve a breakup, a legal confrontation, or a canceled contract, and that can also involve slim budgets right now. So I don't think you can have everything right now, Capricorn. And that is because Mars in Libra, which is very powerful right now, stronger than it looks, is squaring Pluto in your sign. So if you're trying to get extra financing for something that's sort of pricey, I don't think it's going to come through at the moment, Capricorn. But the moon in Virgo is trining your sun sign, and that simply means you can get answers from somebody who is very detailed and who is quite willing to help you and can be relied upon. So I think you just need to search for better answers right now, and I think that you will find them, particularly if you don't spend a lot of money right now. I don't think money is the issue. It's that there is a lack of funds right now. So I think you're going to have to downsize a little bit, Capricorn, or else go slower right now. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a time when you benefit greatly from some sort of breakup or attack or canceled contract, because that powerful Mars in Libra, which has planets in alignment with it, is trining your sun, and Venus and Mercury in Gemini are also trining your sun. So buying and selling and perhaps moving or renegotiating or starting something even on a temporary basis is going to work out pretty well for you, Aquarius. There still wouldn't be enough money coming in, but I remember something that is somewhat going wrong in somebody else's life because they've lost something, or if there is some sort of attack, it will benefit you in one way or the other. For instance, it will open another door to your future, Aquarius, and you would love that because you like change. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is a time when you could be beleaguered by somebody else who really wants the facts, and they want them all written down as well. But if it's going to help make a dream come true of yours, Pisces, I would do it. And that is because the moon in Virgo is opposing Neptune in your sign. So although you have got big dreams and you can be very, very creative, somebody else is wanting to know how much it's all going to cost and whether you can afford it. And since that would be involved putting things down, you could make a calculated move right now, and it would be a physical move. It would be like buying a new home or renting somewhere else or having visitors come and see you. In other words, your lifestyle could change a little bit, but you do have to know how much you can afford, and you might have to settle for less right now, Pisces. So if you don't make a move right now, I would suggest you wait until Saturn goes direct in a few weeks and then go back. Even if somebody turns you down for a loan, go back and ask again at that time, because you might get a yes. Okay, this is simply a time when we all have to be on the lookout for some sort of danger or attack, and that is why we all have to be very, very careful. And if you're going to make any kind of a move, I hope you think twice about it before you do it, just to make sure you're doing the right thing. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you next week right here for Starborn. Bye.